school, you learn about authority, right? You learn about order, you learn about selflessness, you learn about organization, you learn about competition, right? And that's what family gives you.
Alrighty, let me see. Okay, yeah, we're live. All right. Welcome to episode 696. Wow. I know it says 696. Wait, first of all, welcome to 696, episode 696 of the Black Brain Trust. This is Black Fatherhood Talk, the broken home. I will be joined shortly by my co-host, Johnny Blaze. And when I say co-host, I mean we host these together. So he's not like my co-host. I always have to do that with a lot of these. Wait, I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah. We're at 696. We're crouching on quote unquote 700, but is actually more than 700. But that's just a lot still. But I want to welcome everyone. I want to welcome everyone. Hope your Saturday is going well. You know, it's Saturday morning here in sunny Southern California. Weather's starting to break. So, and things are starting to move. So, hope everyone's finding themselves in good spirits this Saturday. Um, let's see here. JB, there he is. Oh, yo.
Good afternoon, sir. Or good
Hey,
morning.
how you doing, man?
Oh, like this little tune in the background.
Alpha Mist.
Alpha Mist.
We got to do it. Hey, I sent you something.
Yes, you did, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, I was gonna say it, man. Some driving music, man. What'd you think?
No, it was actually pretty nice.
Yeah. Sometimes, man, I gotta send them to you, man. I gotta fire them your way.
Yeah,
Some of those joints, I'm like, oh, JB's gonna dig this.
man. Actually, I went to a jazz show a few weeks ago. Man, I saw Julian Vaughn in concert. He's a bass player.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We have a little place over here that gets artists. And so it's basically a concert and dinner in one.
Okay. Wow. Let me see here. I'm just trying to do a sound check real quick. Press
All right.
22 of the sound.
Can we turn down the music just a little bit?
Yep, I sure can. That's what I wanted to check. If it's a little too loud, if I gotta adjust it.
Yeah.
Give me a second here. All right. How's that?
Yeah, it's pretty. Oh, just a little bit lower.
A little bit lower? Okay. Hold on a second. How about now?
That's good.
Perfect?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool deal. And, as people kind of come in or see that there, 22 is the number for today, y'all. If the sound and everything is okay, if you guys hear myself and JB clearly, if you could confirm by pressing 22 in the chat, that would be awesome.
Okay.
All right. JB, let's talk about it, man.
Hey, man, let's talk about it.
Because let me tell you something. There was the conversation you and I had yesterday,
Yes.
right? That is going to kind of serve as sort of like the foundation, right, for what we're going to talk about here. But you know what's funny?
What's that?
I actually had an exchange. All right, we got 22s in the house. Perfect. All right. So I actually had an exchange, and shout out to the antisocial socialite, Miss A.
Okay.
So she had an interesting conversation on her channel this morning, right? And it had to deal with black men looking at surrogacy as an option.
I think we looked at that. Didn't we discuss something like that?
I want to say we did.
Yeah.
Right? But, I mean, it was funny that the conversation happened, right? Things are a bit serendipitous because even in that scenario, we're still looking at single parentage, right?
Right.
And really, it kind of leads to the conversation we're going to have today about the broken home.
Yeah.
right? Because, and this is where I'm gonna pass it off to you, right? Because of what we talked about yesterday on the scenario, we'll leave the names
Yeah.
to protect the innocent,
Protect the innocent. Yep.
right? To protect the innocent, but kind of go into what you're talking, what you were talking about yesterday.
Okay. Well, first I want to give greetings to Shonda H. Thank you, dear.
Yeah, Demon, Jay Gammon, Black Dev,
Yeah.
Char Willie,
Yeah.
okay,
So
Jack K. All
yeah.
right, welcome everyone.
Yeah. So you and I were having a conversation, and for those that don't know, this kind of stems from a situation that happened at my job. One of my coworkers came in, and she didn't look very well. She looked kind of sick, just wasn't feeling well. So we asked her what was going on, and basically she had a run in with uh, her son. Now, my coworker's in her 40s. She has 5 children. They range from ages of the oldest being 28, the youngest being 13. Okay,
That's quite a range.
quite a range there. Yeah. But she had an issue with her middle child. He's 21. And she's had issues with this one as far back as I've known her about 4 years. So at least when he was about, 16, 17 years old. But basically, he recently got his license, and he recently moved out. So his mother basically let him use her car so he can take his girlfriend out, for the day.
Mm.
And when it was time to bring the vehicle back, he didn't want to do it. It was getting late. He said he'd bring it back in the morning. She wanted it back, that particular night. And basically, when she demanded the car back, he proceeded to verbally assault her, on the phone, through text message. You're the worst mother on the planet. You're the reason my life is screwed up. And this kind of goes on for several hours.
Mm-hmm.
The next morning, she has to get her 2 younger children ready for school. She takes them. She has 2 vehicles. Her second car is a 2-seater. So now she's got a plan taking these kids to school one at a time. Finally, the young man shows up around 7 in the morning, and pretty much she's like, "Look, I'm tired. Just give me my keys, and I don't want to hear from you." And at this point, he then begins to berate his mom in front of his 2 brothers, more and more, and to the point where she calls him Uber, and just so much so it upsets the younger brother, and that's kind of where we are right now.
Right.
So my question or the thought process is, and from my point of view, is as an adult, what do you do when your kids, who now are adults, lash out back at you? How do you deal with this? But also at the same time, for those who are coming up as parents, how do you prevent this from being the worst case scenario?
What is it called? You could say, what is it, the 5 P's? You can either say perfect prevention prevents poor performance, or perfect preparation prevents poor performance. Either way, what we're looking at here is prevention.
Right.
And, to kind of circle back to that conversation that I had on Antisocial Socialites channel this morning, and shout outs and salutes to her. There was a bit of pushback from taking the position of prevention.
Okay.
Right. It's sort of like, if it goes into why it is that we're even having children in the first place. Right. Let's start there. Right. Hopefully what we're doing is we're entering into the right scenario to get the best outcome possible. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anything less than that, it's patchwork. Right. And it leads in the long term to situations like you just talked about. Right. Because what we didn't do was we didn't set the proper foundation for things. Right. That would have filled the voids and gaps. Right. That now see themselves manifest as certain behaviors.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Stan Shelton got proper preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Piss poor performance. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we use the prevention as your first part here, we can probably look at it as, I see that's very good depending upon the child's age, and if we can see these red flags early. Um, so that's what I'm seeing, I guess, when it comes to prevention. But I think as they grow older, the prevention piece becomes a little bit harder.
Well, the hope here, and let me do this because there's a lot of people that are in the chat, so I want to just make sure I acknowledge everyone here. We've got Shango. Let's see, I got Shonda. Okay, I got them, and now we got Toya. Hey, lady, welcome. Happy Saturday. We've got Sheila E. Hey, lady, how you doing? Happy Saturday to you as well. We got Miss A in the house. Welcome, lady. We got Stan. We got C Shields. What's going on, you guys? Welcome. Peace and welcome. Well, so here's the thing, right?
Yep.
So like if we take the proper measures early on when we get into our teen years, right? Again, what we've done is we've prevented certain things,
Mm-hmm.
right? In terms of behavioral patterns, deficiencies in the home, stuff like that, which then lends to proper decision making, right?
Right.
Because as we get, I mean, we were all teenagers at one time, right? We were there at one time,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
right? And it was incumbent upon me, the type of father I have. I'm a third, okay? So, as my grandmother told me, I am quote unquote the representative, right? I'm supposed to be the perfected version of my grandfather based on my name. Okay. So that means that my margin of error growing up was razor thin.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I was very conscious about the decisions that I've made, man. Even and as it progressed into my 20s, that even also extended into sexual practices.
Yeah. Now let me ask a question on that. Now,
Yeah.
would you say, this margin of error, or this perfection, would that be based upon the guidelines and parameters set forth by your grandmother and your parents?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Okay.
My dad worked in law enforcement. My grandfather had a farm.
Okay.
Okay. Like shit was structured. It was ordered. Things had to go a certain way. Oh yes.
Yeah. So, another part that you and I talked about when it comes to this whole preparation piece and setting those guidelines is when young parents in particular put either, relationships and or jobs over their kids. And I think, because in my coworker's case, this is what, because I've listened to her over the years talk, and I've asked a lot of questions, and I'm just beginning to realize, like I said, she has 5 children, but
Shit.
peeling back the onion, she's been married 4 times.
Oh wow.
So if, and in this young man's case, he lived, when his parents split, he went to live with his dad for a while. Then they had a falling out. He went to go live with his mom when he was like 17.
Yep.
And basically, mom tried to send him back. Dad wasn't having it. So I'm beginning to see a kind of, nobody wants me kind of thing.
Shit.
Yeah. But I from what I can tell, I've met the young man twice, and I can see he there's definitely, I think there's some mental health things going on here as well. Mm-hmm. Or some psychological problems.
Well, that's what I mean. That those are the deficiencies.
Yes.
Right. Though that's it. It manifests itself in real time expressions of behavior.
Right. Well, going a little further back, I guess his older sister went through a lot of these same issues as well.
Oh, I would imagine so. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then guess what happens? You said the younger brother is disturbed by this.
Yeah. So, right. So Now this kind of goes back to the whole what you said, the prevention piece. Now, so right now there's some correlated history here. Okay, oldest child, now the middle child, now youngest child.
And let me throw this one in there also. Different fathers.
Correct.
Right? Different fathers.
Right.
So now we have another variable to consider.
Right.
Jeez.
So as you said, this home is really broken. Because and I can kind of use this young man, I'll use the middle child as an example. Okay, when he's a little kid, it's him and the two older siblings. He leaves, go stays with dad. He comes back. They're two new siblings.
Wow.
So
now we're fighting for attention, right?
now we're fighting. There you go.
Sibling rivalry.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Now he's got, first he was the younger child. Now he's the oldest one in the house. The dynamics have changed.
How do you, I mean, on a day-to-day basis,
Yeah.
How do you have any order, any structure, any peace? How do you have, okay, I was going to say, it's defying logic. And then I just literally told myself, no shit. Because
right.
Like there's no peace, man. Like there's
no. Okay, hold on. I want to read Shonda's comment here. It says, wow, that young man sounds like he is in some type of pain or processing his emotions at his young age. Also, being his mom's been married 4 times, that speaks of possible lack of self-healing. Yeah, so like I said, the mother, she's my co-worker, and she's in as a parent, I can see her, trying to figure it out, but the problem, it's all beginning to bleed over into her professional life now.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say you can't you can only maintain those altars but so long.
Yeah.
Right? Where you have your home environment, right? And then sorry, because I'm thinking a few movie scenes pop into my head, right?
Okay, go ahead, man.
Check it out, but here's the picture I'm about to paint. So you're in the home, and then you getting ready for work, you're rushing out, boom, they get in the car, and then they sit there, right? While the car's warming up, they listen to the radio, and they try to woo-saw it, and then they get out into traffic, and then it's just like honk honk, and it's just like, what are you doing? And then they get to work, and then they have to have another woo-saw moment, and then they have to walk into the job as if none of the BS was going on, right?
Yeah.
Only to what? Have to deal with work BS. So now that work altar has its own BS element, right?
Correct.
Then you clock out, then you get in the car, and then you need another woo-saw moment, right? And then you get in traffic again, and then honk honk, and then you get home, and then you sit there in the car, woo-saw. Then you go into the house, chaos. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So, man, and so today, me and my girlfriend, I've been telling her the story off and on, but as me and her were talking.
Hey, JB, real quick.
Yep.
You're going to say this, and then Toya has a comment. I want you to read it.
Oh, okay.
And then I think we need to kind of crescendo to that a little bit.
Okay. No, I was going to say is,
go ahead.
A pattern I noticed, particularly with her 3 older kids, is each one of her kids are in a relationship, but the first 2, they're heavily reliant on their partners to kind of get their lives
codependent.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. I realized she's always trying to be in a relationship.
Oh, that's the worst.
but it's all but it's to the point where they need these partners to help keep them straight. Because if they're single, their lives are like in utter
Oh
chaos.
my God, chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos.
Yeah. So all right. So Toya's thing, it says fighting for attention. I don't know the tough.
Tuh, like tuh.
Okay. Picture that. Sign of a spoiled only child. Well, I guess at one point he was an only child when he was living with his dad. But then he comes back in this dynamic where he's got all the siblings. So at one point, all 5 were in the same house together.
Well, I want to speak to that a little bit because you and I both have one child,
Yes.
daughters,
Mhm.
right? So when I read that, sign spoiled only child, I kind of saw it as not necessarily a sidebar, but maybe another aspect of this conversation,
Okay.
right? When there's only one child,
Yeah.
right? The broken home scenario when there's only one. Because what I don't want to do is put homegirls.
Yeah.
I don't want to put too much of her business out here.
Yeah.
But what we did do was we just illustrated though, right? Because of that scenario.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you brought this up because I don't know if you listen to the I don't know if you do Reddit.
Reddit, man, not as much as I used to.
Okay, so I do a lot of like listening to Reddit. So there was one I listened to today, and it's the exact scenario here. You got a 2-parent household with one child, and so the way the story goes, the child, he's an adult, he's in his early 20s. He just got accepted into a PhD program, and he's having dinner with his parents.
Okay.
You know, and the parents are congratulating him, and they're so happy for him. And the parents are pretty like, hey, stay in touch. And the guy's like, why should I do that? Your job is done. And the moral of the story goes, the son feels as though the parents pretty much looked at him having a child as filling a checkbox. He felt, he had very little emotional connection with his mother and father. They loved themselves more than they loved him.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So it's very interesting story. And so what he did, he realized that they were always, wanting to go on trips by themselves, pawn them off on his grandparents. So all that emotional energy he took and he channeled it into his academics.
Oh, that's a whole. Yeah. Okay, go there.
Yeah. So now, but this kind of remind me of what you and I talked about with the whole gang scenario. Because I'm seeing it, if you're a child, you're not feeling loved at home, you're going to do one of two things. You're going to channel that into something positive, or you're going to channel that into something negative.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, given the scenario and situation my daughter was born out of, I mean, the only thing I could do was chant. Oh shit! Hold on, mic was. I don't know why it moved close to my mouth. The only thing I was oriented or ever thought to do was channel it in a positive way.
Right.
You know what I mean? I tried to, to the best of my ability, minimalize the negative aspects of, losing my wife and having to sort of reorient life as a single parent.
Right.
These are some of the details and things that I really didn't. I just basically, I said, listen, I'm a single father, not by choice.
Right.
Right. See, so just the challenges of being a parent on your own. Okay, it was never meant to be that. So you never, for selfish reasons, should you subject a child to the less than best case scenario. Right? This was the point I was ultimately trying to drive home earlier on Miss A's live stream. And again, this is not even like a slight to her at all. She knows I have much love for her. But these were points that, because there was a contentious individual on the live stream who just really would not allow for any sort of nuance to be spoken. Um, the reality is that, you know, the ultimate commitment that one will make in life is committing to producing another human being. That is not something to be taken lightly.
No, it's not. Mm-mm.
I don't understand why people just let me let me make sure I don't get too wound up,
Yeah, I can see that this conversation can definitely
right? Yeah.
poke a few,
Yes.
you're gonna poke the bear a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me just make sure try to really keep it. See, Shields. Oh, you're all good, brother. I appreciate you, fam. Thank you. Um, but that's what I mean because well, let's speak to that for a second, right? Like the sting of knowing that you went about doing it the right way, but nature called
Right.
maybe before you had planned on it, right? You see, so um, being in the scenario that I am now, I mean, I'm 7 years in being widowed, and single, and it's been quite an adjustment,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh,
Because the one thing I did in my 20s was I spent all of my 20s being extremely responsible so that I did not produce children out of wedlock. Why? Because, I saw what some of like my friends and stuff like that who kind of ended up having that scenario happen, what they had to deal with. Dude, if you have a surrogate, it's still this it's just that you willingly took it on and it wasn't a oopsie type of scenario, right? But those responsibilities are still the same.
one thing you said was the whole prevention piece, and I'm going to kind of go back to this again here. This with the surrogacy. All right, so you want to voluntarily enter a situation by yourself, okay? That normally, I'm not saying it can't be done. It can. We know it works, but does it work very effectively as a single person?
No.
Because there's certain things, you and I both know this. There's certain things that we cannot do.
This is why this is
and
why
our,
I'm saying I'm trying not to get wound up.
and our time can only go so far.
Yes.
Yeah, and our money can only time and money can only go so far.
This is why I don't want to get wound up because it was just
Yeah.
like that has not been thought out.
No.
Like, and I'm saying coming from somebody who literally on a day-to-day basis has to literally be responsible for a young woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're 7 years widow. This for me makes 10.
10 for you.
Yeah. And
ask us about it.
Yeah, we can tell you. And for those who you don't know, I raise a special needs child.
Okay.
So,
let's go there.
Okay.
Right? Because you have a surrogate, right? What if your surrogate ends up special needs?
There you go. And that was something never even entered my mind.
Think about it. Well, wait a minute. Did us becoming widowers
Nope.
Our minds?
No.
Huh. See, I think we really need to think about this shit.
Yeah. And this is why I was saying, part of this, because initially I wanted to name this thing the worst case scenario. Because
that's what you did.
Because we have to think about this. Like you said, you and I just had the worst case scenarios happen to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's like, how do you argue somebody who has literally encountered the worst case scenario?
Right. I mean, the only thing that can come close to it now is, I guess, with my coworker. Now, your kids literally can't stand your guts. They want to cause you harm, financially, emotionally, maybe even physically. The Menendez brothers, anybody?
Oh my God, the Menendez brothers. I mean, dude, parents who are loaded.
Yeah.
Rich kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Mike V, how you doing?
Mike V, salute family. I got a lot of articles to cover, man. He's a lot of business popping, man. I got to circle back. I just took the contract. Well, I took that contract. I started this past week, so just got to reorient schedules and what have you. But yeah, it's a lot to cover, man. Because it kind of tails off of the the ghost kitchen,
Oh yeah.
the micro fulfillment. Well, you and I have talked about this also because we're looking at the Virginia market.
Yeah.
Even you sending me pictures. Hey, bird scooters, and I'm like, what?
They're
No.
here. They're here. Yeah. So
Yeah.
man, one thing.
Hey, real quick though. Hey,
Good.
I just picked up a client in Virginia.
Okay.
I'll text you the website. Maybe you've heard of them.
Yes. Info.
You know what? Yeah, I'll text them to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I just picked up a client there.
No, I was going to
Go ahead,
say,
go ahead.
I was talking about, back to our original topic here. One thing I think sometimes as parents, and I've been guilty of this, man, is not seeing the red flags. If our child are having issues, if they don't feel comfortable coming to, talking to us about some things.
Right.
And I think, we need to really stay engaged, because I think that's the issue in this scenario. My coworker, she really wasn't engaged because she was too busy trying to, I know she's trying to support the household here, but you got to find a way of giving these kids some time.
But even and you and I both know this. This is once again why I'm like, under no circumstances should you ever willfully, unless it's literally a legit toxic ass situation.
Yeah.
Okay. You should never willfully subject yourself to single parenthood. Because the thing about it is that it's different types of attention.
Yeah.
That's required. Okay. There's certain types of attention. If you have a daughter, right? If you're the father, you could provide that in utter abundance. But guess what you can't provide? The mother's attention. Right. You and I both know this.
Correct.
There's literally nothing. There's certain shit I cannot do. And see, I'm not. I get it. Maybe people think I'm arrogant, and that's okay. But I'm not that goddamn arrogant and that goddamn pompous to think that I can somehow fulfill the shoes of her mother.
Correct.
Utter bullshit.
Yeah.
Guess what? The opposite is also true. Yes, I get it, girl. Go ahead, girlfriend. Yes, you are a career woman. You holding down the home and children and boop, 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 and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Are you that fucking arrogant and pompous, though? To literally sit up here and say that you what was that song with Karen White? I'm not your superwoman.
Right.
You are the superwoman now, though, apparently. Right? And you can provide the same type of attention and structure and guidance that a father no. You the fuck can't do that. Just like how I can't do the things that my wife could do.
No.
Let's be real.
I mean, because, two parents really can make a kid more well-rounded, because the parents are going to have different points of view. They're going to see things differently. And that's something, we want to always try to use objectivity.
Right.
Right. But, let's kind of fast forward for a second. Okay. Let's say, we did the best we could. Now we're here in the present.
Yes. Now
what do? The kid, they were 7. Now they're 23. Okay. And I kind of go back to my original statement. How do you prepare yourself for this moment now? Like my coworkers, this kid is 21, can't stand the guts. He's got two younger siblings, and this, and I kind of get where she's at now. She still wants to be mom to him, but she's got to protect these other two. And it's like, it's pulling at her, it's gnawing her back and forth. Because just to give you an example, last year he already got into an altercation with his older brother that involved police being called.
See there, man. Oh my God.
And the downside, unfortunately, is that his brother already had a little something, due to alcohol.
Well, okay.
He had a little fender bender, so he already on probation. He can't afford to get in trouble.
So shit. Okay, so we've already got a problem, right?
Yeah, we got
We've already got a problem, and now what we've done is now we're slowly tumbling down that rabbit hole. It's basically gonna just kind of speed up as inertia, right?
Yeah.
Gravity and all that shit. And they're young.
Yeah.
Right. So what are the prospects here? I'm going to ask you this question, and then I'm going to acknowledge the chat because wow, we've got 31 people here.
Okay.
Okay. But no. So now, where do you see their life trajectory at 30, 32, 35 years old? What do you think?
Wow. So
Just your opinion. What do you think?
okay. So we're gonna flash forward about 10
We're
years.
going to flash forward. What do you see?
The middle one, unfortunately, I see him he's gonna have some run-ins with the law very soon. Now because I'll say this, unless he finds some self-worth or self-determination, he's gonna end up with the law. The other two, they're trying because they've seen. I think they've kind of got through what I call the worst of it. So their self-preservation skills are, I think, a lot stronger than their brother, and I think that's his weakest thing. He has very poor self-preservation skills. But the downside that I see about them and what I know of them, if they lose their current relationships, they're going to falter. That's their weakness. They got to be in stable relationships.
Yeah.
With individuals that are constantly pushing them or supporting them emotionally and maybe even financially.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Let's go through the comments, man, because we've kind of been going in.
All right.
we just extended our conversation on the phone. Let me make sure we're acknowledging everyone here. So you can see Shonda said, "Wow, that young man sounds like he's some type of pain or processing his emotions at his young age. Also, being his mom has been married 4 times. It speaks to possible lack of self-healing." Yeah. Let's see. But if he is the middle child, it's easy to perceive he could be fighting for attention. His older siblings. Yeah, and that's the thing, Shonda. That's why we were talking about. That's where sibling rivalry comes into. Yeah, it comes into play there. Let's see, children should not be subjected to instability in the household. Children are not asked to be here. They see, and that's the ultimate point, Shonda. It's taken this position that children are resilient. They're a sponge. That's what they are. The resiliency is in the fact that they can just basically soak up whatever you give them. Right? See, so what we can't do is just assume that, well, since they're resilient, they'll be okay in the future. No. No, that's no. And we can tell you this. Let's see here. Giogami, what's going on, brother? Welcome, man. See Shields. Chaos Rain, what's going on, man? Welcome. State of Being. Hey, brother, how you doing, man? Welcome. T Riddler. How often do you get... Oh, shit. Are you fucking kidding me? What? All the time, and I hate it.
Yeah, you do kind of. Yeah, that picture does.
No. Oh my god, dude, really? Fuck. I hate that. Come on, Samuel L. Jackson. No. Dude, all the time, man. It sucks. Okay, let's see here. Miss A, you said too many women don't want that. Okay, maybe I should have caught that comment in the context of the conversation when you said it, right? Shit. If you could elaborate, Miss A, you said too many women don't want that. Maybe structure and order, maybe that's what you were referencing? Perhaps. If you could kind of just reiterate that point. So I just want to be clear. Mike V, yeah. Let's see here. Shikami. Shango, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Let's see here. She said, I'm way better looking. Okay, I appreciate it, Toya. Thank you. Shit. Again, I'm not trying to be arrogant, but damn. You said I look a lot like Sam in that picture. Well, dude, that's kind of how I look all the time. So, you know, that's why people always say, you know who you look like, and I'm like, let me take a wild guess. Shit.
Hey
Dude,
man, look, I was
that's
in Starbucks one day. And this lady said I look like God, uh, um, what's the basketball player? Byron. He was played for the Lakers back in the '80s.
Byron Scott.
Byron Scott. Yeah,
Yeah, Byron.
I don't have Byron Scott's height or money.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Brian Scott.
Yeah.
That's who you are.
I said, I don't, God, like really.
All right. Okay. Miss A said women don't want structure and stable families, or say they do but are not prepared to put in the work. Okay. Now, yeah, and Miss A, well, here, let's do this. JB,
Yeah, man.
if we can, I'm gonna respond to that. You can respond to that, and then I'm gonna step away. I'm just gonna check on my little one.
Okay.
Do you want to open up the panel or anything?
We got. I mean, yeah, we've been kicking about 40 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. We're going at about 45.
Yeah,
like
because
you wanna...
3 o'clock my time, I'm gonna probably get off of here probably in about 45 minutes to an hour. I gotta take my cat to the vet.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You gotta run. You gotta take the kitty to the
Yes.
vet. Okay. Up to you, man.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and open up? And I'll try to answer
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
question real quick. It says here what women don't want structure and stable families, or they say they do, but or not prepared to put in the work. Now, I can't speak for them in general. I can just speak to the situation that I know my coworkers dealing with. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, she's definitely bounced through a lot of relationships in the 4 years I've known her. But from what I can tell, there's something that she's searching for and that she's not finding, and I think that's kind of one of the reasons. But just talking with her lately, I think the guys that she's been going on dates with, they're ghosting her because I think they don't want to be part of this.
I mean, dude, it's
turmoil.
Dude, it's just like, man.
Yeah.
Like you see, it's like yikes.
Yikes.
Zoinks.
Yeah.
I would listen. Here's like I said, Miss A. Men should only pursue fatherhood in the right situation, and only in the right situation. Because outside of that, what a man can do as a single man is create great institutions if he devotes his time and energy to that. And then what that can do is employ and enrich a lot of people. You see, it's about if as a man, if you're a productive individual and you spend all your time thinking about how can I maximize the day, right? How can I seek growth and opportunity? How can I do these things, right, to just make my life better? Now, you don't necessarily have to be that guy. You can completely just kind of lock in on a job or what have you, and then just be straight with that and do that. That's cool. I'm just kind of throwing it out here because I think there's a general assumption here that all men want to pursue things. How do I say this? Okay, there's a thought here that all men will. Okay, let me put it this way. You get to a certain point and you do what works for you, right? You're gonna do what works for you, and if you intrinsically know that being a single dad, that's just not the best situation, not only for yourself but for a child. If you're smart, you're not going to do it, right? I mean, I would say that surrogacy, I guess, if we are to literally put it on the table as consideration, that's going to be just literally for the guy who is just aching to have a kid. and literally couldn't even go and like knock up some random chick and just say, "Hey, just give me the baby," or I mean, I don't, I just simply wouldn't advocate that, right? Because in lieu of not being able to find a suitable mate to marry and do it in the correct manner with regards to the proper home, a non-broken home, then as a man, if you're productivity minded, then your time and energy is better well spent creating something that will enrich others and enrich your environment. I'm just, you get what I mean? It's like children are only going to be a priority in the right situation. This is ultimately what it is that the men that are listening to this, I want them to understand. And this is why I push back against the surrogacy thing.
You know, man, I think based upon what you said, this is kind of why when I was married, my wife and I, we waited, you know, to have our child. You know, we were married for at least 5 years before our child came along.
My wife and I, how many years was it? Shit. 7.
Okay. Because, you know, and I'm looking at Jay Gammon's comment, you know, I want to be a father and build a proper family. This is good insight. I mean, Jay, I don't know if you're married or not, what have you. But
Wait, just JB, let me just do this. You said SYSBM then? No, actually, Miss A, surrogacy would be SYSBM.
yeah. So, okay. And so let me jump to antis and I'm going to go back to Jay's
Go
real
ahead,
quick.
go ahead.
So, like my coworker I'm talking about, she's actually not, she's of a different race. I'll put it like that.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So this is, so I'm seeing this thing happen definitely with, you know, non-black people here, you know, but she is American, but not non-black. But to Jay's thing, hopefully, you know, you go out here and you find a woman that you would think would make a great mother, someone that's going to be hopefully objective and use some level of critical thinking.
Mhm.
That's the best. That's the best advice I can give anyone. I'm not a game guy. This that I'm not going to tell you any of that stuff. And
Mm-mm.
you know, you know what you like, but I would at least say find what you find appealing, but also one that has some critical thinking and one that is very objective and you think would be a good mother.
Well, you know, I think do I want to make this point now or after I drop the link? We're at 47 minutes and I know you got to go here in a bit. You know what? I'm gonna make the point and then I'll drop the link. And maybe what we could do is dovetail off of this point, right? Because
Okay.
ultimately, if we're gonna prevent broken homes, then we have to look at what are the right modes and mechanisms, right?
Yeah.
With regards to establishing the proper environment, right? Mate selection, all that kind of stuff. And honestly, man, it's not game, dude. This is like human biology and psychology and shit like that, right? It's really not all this shit that social media has made it out to be, because it's not as if there were examples that existed prior to social media where you got all these stupid ass people. Nobody in this chat I'm referencing, by the way, okay? Just make sure what I'm talking about is the people who get up and profess to quote unquote coach you
Right.
into a loving relationship, right? Bullshit.
No, you know, those are just what I call, those were the cool guys in high school who still wear
Cool
leather
guy.
jackets.
The cool auntie, cool guys.
Shout out to MOT.
Yeah. Shout out to MOT, the cool uncle.
Yeah.
The cool auntie. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna go check on my little one. I'm gonna go stop by the little boy's room, and then here's the link.
All right, I'm gonna hit the men's room myself real quick. Yep.
All right, and yeah, okay. So everybody, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a bathroom break. There's the link there. Feel free to join, and yeah, we'll be right back.
For me now, what I'm realizing is I'm done trying to treat people as if they're finished beings because we're all unfinished, basically. We're all unraveling. So it's very unfair for me to act like I've got you figured out.
All right. Sorry about that. I'm back.
All right, I'm here with you.
Yeah. T Riddler, you would be correct. Alpha Mist. Yes. Matter of fact, here. Sharing is caring. Here, let me give you this one. Here. I'm always down to share music, bro. You already know that, dude. I don't know, man. I stay sending JB joints. Sometimes you just need some cool down shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh oh. Did JB, you step away, dude?
No, I'm here, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, I've been trying to get my cat to take this medicine.
Oh, kitty. Take the medicine, kitty.
Yeah, so I got a tricker. Like a little kid, you gotta like mix it in their food, and this big old pill over here. So I'm like, man, so I finally got it.
Yeah, I want to get another kitty.
Ugh.
I need a cat, man. I need a cat to chase away evil spirits. Oh my god! No, I like cats though, man. I mean, I'm an animal person, so I like cats and dogs.
Yeah. Now, I love them. Just when I go on vacation, it's always a pain.
Yeah. But you know what, man? You already know me, man. The type of stuff I do, man. It's like I'm a shop guy, right?
Yeah.
And there is a troll. Hold on. Boom. Get rid of you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell what's going on with that. I have my suspicions, but I literally don't want to say it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Next thing you know, this channel gets taken down. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Let's just say it has something to do with something going on with some countries that are talking about invading. Anyway, yeah. So no one came up. All right, that's cool.
Okay.
Was there any other points you wanted to touch on?
Oh, let's see. But we talked about the adult kids. Starting. The prevention definitely when kids are young. But keeping a stable household, that's probably our big thing. What we talked about hitting, seeing the red flags.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You mean to do that? Also, sort of like the unseen variables, right? Let's say, like, if your child might be special needs or something,
right? Mental health.
Let's just even talk about career changes, right? Job changes. Might have to relocate.
Yeah.
New environment, new friends. You uproot. You do this. You do that, and you have half of the support system in place, right?
Someone like myself, I was in the military. I moved around a lot. As a matter of fact, when I grew up, my mother was in the military, so I've always, have been moving. So, I know. So we got Jay Shine in the chat.
Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to. Yeah, Pin, people are falling through. So let's see here. Jay Shine, peace, brother. Leo's up. You already know. We also got Darkman Jeff. He says, I watch a lot of the live streams, but barely comment and join the conversations. Man, I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. And I got Alonzo in the house. What's going on, bro? Peace. Yeah, man. Cool.
So yeah, so definitely moving with jobs, schedules.
I mean, just so many unforeseen things, man, that go on. You know what I mean? And I think that people take. I don't. It's just. It's so. It's like. It's almost like, okay, the cart before the horse.
Okay.
Right? Where it's like, okay, you're doing the things to make the children.
Yeah.
Right? But don't have the things to accommodate properly.
Okay.
This is a problem, man.
Yeah. So I'm going to say, and you've probably heard this, and I remember, and this may be from a movie or TV show, but somebody wanted to have a child because they wanted something to love.
Get a dog.
Get a dog, yeah. I mean, the sentiment sounds great in theory, but like I said, but if you don't have the emotional, financial resources to take care of someone,
Even a dog. You know how many people? You know how many people put dogs out,
Right.
right? But you can't just put a kid out.
No.
And that's where you get these situations with that chick you were just talking about earlier,
Mhm.
man. And it's like, damn, dude. It's like, man, no, like you gotta understand, man. Children, it's a few things, right?
Right.
Children are a commitment. They're an investment.
Yeah.
They're they're your progeny, right? Your offspring, your legacy. There's so many things that they are something to not be taken lightly or
Mhm.
vicariously
Yeah.
or just created, in the heat of the moment.
Mhm.
Like, seriously, man. Like I said, I've seen it far too many times, man. How a person's life literally changes, like as soon as they find out that test is positive, man.
Yes.
Boom, just like that. Whatever the hell you were doing at that time, changed.
Yep. Shane.
It's different now, right? See, so I would say ideally, you want the right situation if you are going to commit to that change in life,
Mhm.
right? Like this is where honestly, like a lot of these silly notions that are talked about in the manosphere, right? Like what is it, like the hypergamy shit and all that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, think about it though. It's like you practice the hypergamy to get to the point, right? To get with the guy to do the reproducing with. You don't you don't reproduce with the guy and then practice hypergamy onward.
You're doing it backwards.
You just fucked everything up,
Mhm.
right? This is where women get it twisted. That's why I'm like, dude, this isn't. Oh my god. Oh shit. Wait a minute. See, I'm over here slapping my desk in utter amazement, like just. Ugh. But no, but seriously, I mean that's literally why the divorce rates are the way they are,
Right.
right? And then, but what happens as a result of that? Broken homes.
Yep. We start all over again.
You
Here we.
start it all, and you just fucked your kids up.
Yeah. I'm gonna say shout out to all the the manosphere. What we call the Great Reset.
Oh god damn. I think I from what I'm hearing, man. Like I said, I took a contract gig, so I've been doing other things, but just from what I'm hearing, roundabouts, another one is underway, I guess.
Okay. All right.
Yay,
Yeah. Like
yay, Manosphere.
yeah. Pretty
Yeah,
much. If I'm
you.
not watching Reddit on the pod, I'm watching the financial stuff. Yeah.
Jesus, man. I motorsport season is upon us.
Okay.
So I'm planning to do a car talk tomorrow. I want to talk about like the new Rally One specs for WRC rally cars because
Okay.
they're all hybrid.
Yeah.
They're like these hybrid cars that have like these push button capacitors and all this crazy stuff. And these cars are doing some stupid speeds. So I want to like talk about that, the new F1, like all these motor series have like new regulations and new specs for the most part. So
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of talk about that. Bring some
Okay.
car talks back. I haven't done any of those in a while.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, check it out, man. I know you got to get the kitty over to the vet and everything.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we can shut it down here, man.
Okay, this is good. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
You want to
if
get
you're
some
gonna do
closing
that,
thoughts in here, man?
well, I guess my closing thoughts really is, spend time with your children because they don't stay young forever.
Nope.
And I don't know if this question can even be answered, but I'm going to ask the question.
Sure.
It's, can you mentally prepare yourself for the worst case scenario events like this one? If your child turns out to be the next freaking, axe murderer or something like that, and like I said, we want our children to be an extension or a better version of us.
Of us. Yes.
But sometimes that doesn't happen. But prevention right now is the best key. Let's spend the time with them, watch those red flags, and try to, prioritize your personal time, your children's time, and your work time. Try to make it even as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing the single parent thing, and this is coming from two single fathers, and it's something that I trust me, I struggle with it a lot because I have so much going on. So what I try to do is incorporate her in it
Yeah.
as much as I can, right? So that gives us more of that shared time. Did it a lot when I was really like karting and I was
Hmm.
racing like heavily,
Yeah.
a few years back. But it started to become situations where, man, she's in the shop and she's getting oil and grease on her, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, man,
Mm.
I don't know if this is what my daughter's supposed to be doing. you know. And then when I got her in, when I started training her up, she's like, "Daddy, I don't want to do this." She's a cheerleader and a swimmer,
Right.
and she likes to bake and cook, and she, yeah, you know what I mean. That's the thing where um, having time to pay attention to your children will tell you
Hmm.
what you need to do for them,
Right.
right?
And
What you
yeah.
need to, yeah, how you need to engage them, activities to put them in, where
Yeah.
to, encourage them, and all of that. And, this is coming from a guy who has had to kind of do it in a situation that he didn't quite think he'd be
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
And really take some level of interest in what they like. I mean, a lot of parents want to put them in what we're into, but we still got to take, you know, look at what they like, even though we may be fundamentally against, just say, okay.
Well,
If,
I mean, here's the thing, right? Like,
Mhm.
this is the other part, right? So for perfect example, um, dude, my daughter is very much her mom,
Mhm.
right? I mean, like everything about her, man, is like she has the things that she's into are the things that her mother was into.
Okay.
Now, whether she was 3 years old when her mother passed, so I don't know if this is from memory or literally it's from the DNA. I'm starting to think it's DNA because she takes after her mom, facial features, right?
Oh, mine looks like her mom.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. My daughter looks like her mom.
Mhm.
Even a lot, my friends they've seen, knew what, my wife Rosie looked like. They look at my daughter and go, "Oh my gosh, she looks just like her mom," right? And she does the same things as her. So
Mhm.
I think that the other thing too is uh, when you really truly form a bond with the other person prior to creating a child, right? There's some deeper things that go on.
Mhm.
Okay, there's some deeper things that go on, and this is the reason why, like, there's so much of my wife and my daughter that she literally is like a spitting image of her, right? See, so for me, I know what to do with her,
Mhm.
right? I know it's a weird thing that I know that I'm saying out here. Everyone, just follow me on this, but she's literally a mirror of her mother, right? You see, so there were all of the conversations. There were the times where we'd laying in bed talking about the children that we would have,
Right.
only to fast forward and here she is, right? Um, when you go about creating a child with someone and you don't quite set the tone for it, right? There's no expectations, man, and I think what happens here is that at a certain point the children start to get a sense of this,
Mhm.
right? Versus where it's kind of like I kind of intrinsically know, I intrinsically know her, and she knows me, right? So it's a different type of thing. There's never, man. I'm really trying to put this into words.
Right.
The
Well,
importance of like having, if you do it the right way, then it's a law of correspondence type of thing. That's the only way I can kind of contextualize it at this point.
man, I think Shonda has something here in the chat. Kind of what it says here, and it says some folks think the red flags are cute in children, particularly when the child is younger. If a child is allowed to be disrespectful at ages 4 through 8, you can't easily fix it as they get older. So and that kind of goes back to what you're saying, by establishing those boundaries, establishing, what you call it, the expectations.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even so, like for example, man, like um, when my daughter was like, when she could talk, for example, and she's like two and a half, right? And let's just say she's at the store with me, and I'm like holding her, and then some lady just says, "Oh my God, she is the most adorable thing I've ever seen," and then she goes to my daughter and says, "You are so cute,"
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I go, "Tell her thank you, babe," and she could thank you, right? Now, what what I'm intrinsically instilling in her is to be to be thankful and
Right.
gratuitous, right? Dude, like old men would just come up to me and say, put this in her bank account. Give me like a quarter, a dollar,
Right.
$5, $10, $20, right? Number one, we know this. We see a guy and he's got his child, his daughter, right? And let's just say he had a daughter that's adult age and he sees what's going on there, right?
Hmm.
That's why elder gentlemen will come up and do that type of thing. And then you know what I tell my daughter to tell that gentleman? Tell him thank you. Right? Now she respects men,
Right.
right? But you have to instill this early on in life, right? That's why I bring my child with me everywhere I go.
Hmm.
Put her in different situations so she can see how her father engages with people, how he talks to people, right? If she's trying like to talk to me while I'm talking to him, babe, hold on one second. I'm talking to this gentleman. Hold on one second, okay?
Hmm.
Right? So that she knows what's proper behavior,
Yeah.
right? You got it. You have to instill this. This is parenting.
Parenting 101.
This is parenting. This is what you have to do.
Yeah.
My dad did it with me. Hey, come on with me. I'll take you for a ride. I had no idea where we were going. Right? I had no idea where my dad was going to take me. Shit, even to this day, he'll call me up. Hey, what are you doing? Nothing. What's going on? Hey, I want you to come take a ride with me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, dude, since I was fucking young, he did this shit. And I do the same thing. Hey, babe, I'm going to go. You want to go? I'm going to go here. You want to go? Come on. Come on. I'm going to go over here. Let's go. Right? It's not even a place that she's like expecting to go. Yeah, you can bring your iPad. I don't care. Just come on. Don't be gone for a little bit. So just, yeah, come on.
Yeah. Just at least be there to be part of it. Because
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
my
because
daughter's now 21 now.
social awareness, man. Social awareness.
That's it. Yep. Be aware.
Social awareness. Right? Social intelligence, even, or we can call it both.
Yeah.
But these are the nuances of parenting. Once you create a child, now these are the types of things that you're doing to devote your time to developing a healthy adult. So as they get into their teen years, because as a little kid they've been just around you doing things and engaging in people and meeting this guy, going here and doing this, take them to dinner, use this fork, this knife, use your napkin, do this, da, 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 don't reach across the table, right? Over time, they get it.
Yep. It forms into a habit.
Forms into a habit.
Mhm.
It becomes practice.
Yeah.
Then it becomes ingrained. Then it's just something you do. Then it becomes something that you actually expect of others.
Mhm.
Huh, think of that.
Good social skills.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot to this parenting stuff, man, and I just really don't think it's something to be taken lightly. And
Yeah.
and the way that people go about even just engaging in the practice.
No, there's no
Potentially
shortcut to
creates-
being a parent.
It's just no, there's not.
No, I mean, the best thing you can do is watch good parents and do what they do, and watch
Mhm.
bad parents and don't do what
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah, and you could buy into that notion that money solves this type of issue.
Mhm.
No, it doesn't.
No, money.
No, it doesn't.
Money is just an amplifier. It just
If
amplifies
anything, it
who
makes
you
it
are.
worse.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? If you do the wrong thing with the money, it'll make it a whole lot worse. Trust me on this. I have a lot of dudes that I came up and grew up with, that were, rich kids, white, Asian, all of them, right? went through turbulent times in their 20s, right? Could not face the adult world and the real world because they were so shielded by their parents and their money. Just, oh yeah, take care of it, take care of it, take care of it. Yeah, I got it, right? Yeah, I've seen it firsthand. So yeah. All right, well, shoot, JB, I don't want to hold you up any longer, man.
All
You
right,
gotta
man.
get the kitty to the vet, man.
Okay. Well,
Hey,
this
dude.
is good.
Hey, yeah, I appreciate this one. Hey, the topic was apropos. I'm glad you
Yes,
hit me
sir.
with this one because
All right. Yeah. Well, man, if
okay.
anything else pops up,
No, we
in
got
my
the
world,
game plan. Yeah, we got a game plan for the next one, man.
yes, sir.
Definitely. We'll get the next one squared away.
All
Let's see here. Let me just acknowledge anyone else who's come in. Let's see here. We got Dark Man. We got Black Dev. Black Dev says he hates cats.
right.
Shame
Yeah,
on you. Shame on you, Black Dev.
Yeah.
Okay. I love kitties. Like I said, I like the doggos too, man.
Yeah,
I like
cats are self-sufficient, man.
What'd you say?
The cats are self-sufficient.
Yeah, they are. That's what I like about them. But then
Yeah.
dogs are like super protective, right? See, so both animals have attributes about them that I love.
Yeah, because I had both at one time at the same time.
Yeah. I like when you have both at the same time, man. They the way they interact with each other is hilarious at times.
Yeah.
Cat's like, dude, you're an idiot. Just look at dogs. They're just like, wow, you're just so stupid. Let's see here. Let's see. T. Riller said, even though you introduced your daughter in the mechanic space, she's still a girly girl. Oh yeah, dude, she's total girly girl. Nah, she's cheerleader, man. She's total cheerleader type. Actually, she wants to do competitive cheer, like the stuff that my sister did. You know, when they go to Orlando and they compete, she wants to do that stuff now. So she wants to take after my sister. Black Dev. Sir Anthony, salute, brother. Yeah, hey, we're just shutting it down, but I'm glad you can stop in and, show yourself in the chat. I appreciate that you came by, man. Just catch the replay. Okay. All right, JB. I'm gonna let you go, bro.
Okay,
hey, man. Let's catch up tomorrow, bro.
All right. Sound like a plan.
All right, man. I'll call you.
All right. Take care, everybody.
All right, folks. Appreciate you guys for checking in with us on this Saturday morning / Saturday afternoon. Again, these are things that we kind of game plan on because things happen in real life. They become topics of conversation. So I'm glad we were able to get together for this Saturday to do this one, man, because I really do enjoy doing the Black Fatherhood talks. Hit the damn Ryle. You say, damn, you shut it down quick. Well, man, JB's got to bounce. I'm gonna get lunch. Man, I'll call you in a few, bro. Because I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go out and go grab some. I'm gonna go grab some stuff to make lunch. So, yeah. Ryle, I'll hit you on the phone, bro.
All right.
Well, you know what? Hey, real quick, Ryle and I, we're gonna go live tonight.
Okay.
I rescheduled last night's live stream for tonight, so he and I are gonna go live tonight.
All right. I'll try to catch you guys tonight, then, man.
Okay. All right. Cool. If you can slide through, bro, slide through.
Okay. I'm gonna get out of here.
Okay. All right, brother.
All right. Take care.
Okay.
Peace.
All right, y'all. Hey, like the stream, share it. We're trying to give things a higher perspective, and really try to break new ground here. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm gonna head on out. I'm gonna get some things done, check up on my baby cakes, and be back this evening with Rael for the Sapio Mills Guide to the Galaxy. We're gonna talk a little bit of body language. Rael's got some stuff to talk to you guys about, and we're all gonna listen. All right, you guys, peace.